There's been a quiet shift happening in crypto. While much of the space has been obsessed with meme coins and market cycles, a few projects have been focused on something deeper, building systems that actually work. And Vechain is one of them. With real-world apps, seamless Web 2 onboarding, and a rapidly growing user base, Vechain is proving that blockchain can go beyond speculation. And now, with the launch of StarGate, that utility is finally being extended to the core of its economy, staking. Launching on July 1st, StarGate isn't just a new way to earn rewards. It's a major upgrade that ties those rewards directly to your contribution of the network. It's more accessible, more rewarding, and part of a larger movement toward building a blockchain ecosystem that actually fits into everyday life. You see, this isn't just about chasing hype, it's about setting a new standard for what staking and real participation should look like in Web3. And in today's video, we'll be breaking down what StarGate is, why it matters, and how you can prepare for one of the most important launches in Vechain's recent history. Let's get into it. You see, every economy has a turning point, a moment where everything that came before was just the buildup, and what comes next defines the future. And for Vechain, that moment is StarGate. Set to launch on July 1st, StarGate isn't just another staking program, it's the evolution of Vechain's economic engine, one that rewards active participation instead of passive holding. By staking VET into nodes, users directly contribute to the network security and decentralization. And in return, they earn VTHO rewards tied to real utility. To kick things off, Vechain is allocating 5.3 billion VTHO, roughly $8 million worth, to reward early adopters in the first 6 months. It is a bold commitment to those willing to help power the network from the ground up. StarGate signals a shift from speculative value to functional ecosystem-driven growth. It is the next phase in Vechain's long-term vision of a blockchain built for real-world adoption. And the best part, getting involved is easier than ever before. If you've ever felt like staking was confusing, expensive, or just not worth the effort, StarGate is a refreshing change of pace. To get started, the first thing you'll need to do is download the VWorld wallet. You can think of it as a home base to interact with the Vechain ecosystem. Once that's set up, you'll need at least 10,000 VET to initiate the process. That's the new entry point for Vechain's updated economic node system, which introduces 3 new tiers: Flash, Lightning, and Dawn. Designed to be more inclusive, these tiers lower the barrier to entry, making staking more accessible even if you're not holding huge amounts of VET. Each tier determines how much VTHO you earn, which is Vechain's gas token used for transactions. Basically, the more VET you stake, the higher the tier, and the more VTHO you can accumulate over time. And to help you estimate the potential rewards you can earn, platforms like Vechain Stats and Redino let you plug in your VET balance and see what each tier could earn you. This is a simple visual method that ultimately takes the guesswork out of choosing a strategy. Then, starting on July 1st, you'll be able to officially generate your node in VWorld and begin earning. But for Vechain ecosystem participants who hold one of the older economic or X nodes, there's an important deadline to be aware of. You will need to upgrade your node by June 30th to continue receiving full benefits under the new system. Fortunately, upgrading is pretty straightforward. All you need to do is head over to the VWorld wallet, where you'll find an in-app option to upgrade your existing node to one of the new StarGate tiers. Ultimately, this upgrade ensures you'll continue earning VTHO rewards and participating in the updated reward mechanisms like time-based multipliers. It's Vechain's way of honoring long-time supporters while transitioning into a more scalable and inclusive ecosystem for newcomers as well. And by upgrading, you'll be helping lay the foundation for what comes next. A more and active Vechain network where participation is easier and more rewarding for everyone. But now that you know how to get involved, let's talk about what really sets StarGate apart from other staking programs. The mechanics behind Vechain's staking evolution, StarGate represents a major evolution in how Vechain rewards participation and strengthens its network. Unlike typical staking setups that prioritize short-term rewards or overcomplicate the process, StarGate is built for sustainability. It offers meaningful incentives without locking out everyday users, creating a system that's both rewarding and and easy to access. A standout feature is the time-based reward multiplier. Essentially, the longer you keep your node active, the more VTHO you earn over time. It's a simple yet powerful way to encourage long-term commitment and network stability. StarGate also introduces a built-in slashing mechanism. This means that if a node goes inactive or behaves in ways that violate network integrity, it risks losing its reward eligibility. This serves as an effective way to weed out bad actors and keep the ecosystem healthy. And on top of that, rewards are fully calculated on-chain using a transparent rule-based system. No centralized control and no guesswork. Just clear, predictable outcomes based on how you stake and participate. Overall, StarGate reflects a shift towards a more community-driven, secure, and future-proof version of Vechain. But StarGate isn't happening in a vacuum. It's just one part of a much larger vision that Vechain has been quietly building forward. One that's focused on real adoption, real utility, and real-world impact. Now, considering this is the DataDash YouTube channel and we do specialize in TA content, I think it's only just that we look at the price action of Vechain and Vechain Thor to get a good idea of what we can expect in the foreseeable future. But considering I am not the expert, I figured it'd be best to bring in my ginger beard brother from another mother to do the honors.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, so let's take a look at Vechain and VTHO. So the two of them actually look really similar in the sense of the technicals over the last few years here. And Vechain specifically, VET, right, had a overall all-time high way back in the day, back in the 2021 timeframe of about 30 cents just about, and has since then had a complete retrace back down towards the lows and has been consolidating for quite some time. And I have a few key regions on the chart here, and I'll kind of describe them here in a second as an overall overview. And what I see here specifically is that when utilizing the fixed range volume profile, which is allowing us to look at the overall volume that's taking place on a specific range of the chart, we can see that Vechain's been tightly bound over, overall with the 70% of this whole region of volume coming in at these lows here, even with these outliers back up to the upside. And one thing I always like to compare these really tight ranges to is something that we just recently seen actually out of XRP, for example, where you have this huge impulse move once these ranges break. And then even if we're not going to seek out brand new all-time highs past that 28-30 cents here for Vechain in any near future, just some price recovery up to the macro 0.382 retracement area, which is essentially just a Fibonacci retracement zone taken from the overall high towards the low here, which gives us an overall 38% retracement of this overall drop, which is very common in most assets to at least retrace to those areas before cooling off again, maybe getting a pullback from those key regions. Traders will take profits at those areas. So in this case, we'd really be looking for this range to get a significant breakout at this point. Ranging in this region would be very common until we do so. But once that range does break, I anticipate a sizable move up towards basically the recent high up here. We have an untapped yearly level of resistance basically. But overall, that 0.382 resistance up here at 11 cents. We have an untapped yearly pivot, which is a high time frame average of price basically over here at the around these highs as well. So really between this 11 to 13 cents is going to give us a really big area where if the price does shoot into this region, this would be the next key area I'd look for: a sizable retracement, a cool down. Could even come all the way back down to these lows once again. But from where we are trading at right now, between this 1.5 cents to 3 cent region, I do imagine that we actually get a more likely break to the upside than more downside at this point. And as I stated, VTHO looks almost the exact same as Vechain. Obviously, they kind of trade almost in tandem. And same thing, huge range over the last few years where the majority of volume is taking place in this region. Big consolidation has taken place. And once we do break this range, same idea here would be that we would see a sizable break to the upside. Now, in this case, we actually have already seen a move right to that macro 382 retracement, as I was just pointing out on Vechain, which is up at 11 cents. And see how quickly we get up there. And once again, profits get taken. And we actually came all the way back down into the range. So overall, still pretty much just trending sideways for multi-years at this point. So from here, we'd be looking to get out of this region, basically get a couple of daily closures above 0.0056. And then for this, I'd be looking for another challenge into this region here, and then probably take it up to the golden pocket, which is now a 61 to 65% retrace of that overall drop so far. And that takes us up into almost 2-cent territory. All right, I'll send it right back over to you, Ryan.
For years, Vechain has set itself apart by going beyond speculation and delivering real-world utility. Whether it's tracking food safety and global supply chains or powering sustainability through digital incentives, Vechain's blockchain is more than just infrastructure. It's a toolkit designed to solve tangible problems. And one of the clearest examples of this is VTHO, a platform that rewards users for eco-friendly behaviors like recycling, biking instead of driving, or reducing their carbon footprint. Heck, you can even benefit by sending in photos of you drinking out of a reusable coffee mug, where over 1 million people are doing so thus far. These actions earn you better tokens, Vechain's sustainability-focused reward token, which turns good habits into real incentives. It's a simple but powerful model. Use blockchain to motivate positive action at scale. And with Stella Pay, those better tokens along with VET and VTHO can now be spent at over 130 million merchants worldwide using a Visa-backed crypto card. It's a major leap in usability, bridging the gap between Web3 and everyday purchases in a way most crypto projects only dream about. And when you put all this together, the message is clear. Vechain isn't just positioning itself for the next bull run, it's building the framework for what comes after. And now that StarGate is live, every piece of this ecosystem is starting to come together. Now let me make something clear. StarGate is a major leap, but it's far from the finish line. Vechain is already preparing for its next phase of growth, and the roadmap ahead is packed with developer-focused upgrades that could unlock a wave of new possibilities. Soon, Vechain will introduce full EVM capabilities and JSON RPC support. In simple terms, that means developers who are already building on Ethereum will be able to seamlessly port their apps and tools over to Vechain with minimal friction. Combine that with their recent partnership with Wanchain, they are focused on scaling the Vechain ecosystem far beyond its blockchain. It is a massive unlock. With these upgrades, Vechain becomes fully interoperable with the broader Web3 space, opening the door to more dApps, more integrations, and a wider builder community. And then when you combine that with StarGate and the lifestyle layer powered by VTHO, Vechain starts to look less like a blockchain project and more like a self-sustaining ecosystem where users, developers, businesses all participate, contribute, and benefit, creating a complete loop of value and utility. You see, there are moments in crypto when you can sense a shift, when a project stops being just another blockchain and starts becoming infrastructure. For Vechain, that moment is now. StarGate isn't just a new staking model, it's the backbone of a broader transformation, one that redefines how users interact with Web3. And with major upgrades like EVM capabilities and JSON RPC support on the horizon, Vechain is about to become more accessible than ever before for developers around the world. These tools will make it easy to build on Vechain using Ethereum standards, unlocking a flood of new dApps, integrations, and use cases. But what do you think about StarGate and everything Vechain has going on for it? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and consider hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next.